So where were they in those days? And what happened in those days actually determines very directly what happens today and how they speak to us. So this is why we found that looking in very minute detail on these trials is very interesting, very symbolic, and can go really, really far. We are political scientists, not lawyers. We used to believe that law and law minutes are really boring, tiring, and not at all. We kind of regretted many times that we were not lawyers, and that the legal constraints actually had so many significances. So let's start with a very short classification of these trials, because there have been many, but there are types of events. And we found that the types of events were very much linked, of course, with elections, with the political power. Nothing is non-political, as we found out, for our great sadness, because we are also philosophers and we would love to believe that ideas exist. But also they are connected with an evolution of the discourse on a greater level, society level indeed, or international level, or societies are growing up, I would say. So does the discourse. So we started with the killing of the father, to speak in psychoanalytical terms, the trial of Nicolae and Elena Ceausescu in the 25th of December 1989. We were being criticized in many instances for considering that what happened there a trial. But we do, not only for formal reasons, but it was a criminal trial. There was a prosecutor, there was a defense lawyer who acted as a prosecutor, basically. There was a verdict, there was a reason for verdict, there have been laws being invoked, and it's been an execution. Well, what happened there, what is most significant from this purely legal point of view? We can talk so much about that, what happened in 25th of December 1989. But what was being said there, what that person was being executed for, it was for crime of genocide. Genocide. This is not a neutral term. This is a very charged and important issue. Ceausescu was being executed for the crime of genocide, crimes against the Romanian people. These two terms were being invoked equally in the papers of the trial, and this is why it's nice to examine trials. You have the paper trail, everything is written down. So this is what we judged. Whatever was written down in the act of accusation and in the justification of the verdict. Genocide and crimes against humanity are not the same thing. And judges and lawyers should know that. Us, political scientists or general public, we shouldn't really know that. But they should, and they still use these terms interchangeably. They used it, I would say, counting on the fact that we don't know the difference. And that genocide sounds horrible. Sounds like the Nazis, which means a crime which is impossible to discuss, which is impossible to debate about, and for which the only possible punishment is immediate execution. But genocide is a very complicated issue. It means crimes planned or carried out for ethnical, national, or religious reasons. And this is why I'm so sorry Mr. Černić left. Why were these people killed in Slovenia? For ethnic, national, or religious reasons, or for political reasons, or military necessity. Anyway, whatever Ceausescu did was not, he did not kill Romanians because they were Romanians. He did not kill Romanians because they were belonging to this or that religion. He killed Romanians because they were political opponents. This is not the definition of genocide. So, already a first very big issue that comes out from this trial. And morally, it was an error. Well, an error. The prosecutor, the person who proposed this issue, this term, and used to be the General Prosecutor of Romania, well, the Deputy General Prosecutor of Romania. It's a very important figure, an expert in law. He was not a judge of the people, you know. So how can we explain that? How can we explain it for many years after, well, a couple of years afterwards, in the subsequent trials, when we tried the son of Ceausescu, Nicu, the brother of Ceausescu, Andruța, the general, when we tried the whole central committee of the party, and when we tried military and the Securitate troops leaders in Timișoara for the killings that had taken place there, they were all accused of genocide. Again. So it was not the emergency of that Christmas situation. It was a deliberate policy of the prosecutors to use these terms, to use the term genocide. And of course the press of the time shows it very clearly. Genocide. Everyone was terrified from what had just happened. Everyone considered it was a complete crime and these people should be executed or very severely punished. And the justice system obeyed, if you want, democracy, obeyed the general demand of the people to see, you know, a huge trial. And symbolically, the word and the concept of Nuremberg was on everyone's mind. Nuremberg. We want to see the trial of the regime. We want to see the break between the past and the future. Just like Nuremberg marked a changing point between the past and the future. It was before and after Nuremberg. We wanted to have the same thing. Or the image that the authorities wanted to give was that there was a past and a future. It was this trial, or these trials, invoking the name of genocide, handing out very heavy punishments, 15 years of jail, and so forth, that would mark the difference. It was the before, the criminal system, the illegal criminal system, and then there's the after, the right now, the rule of law. Well, of course, the law doesn't quite adapt itself so easily to the political necessities. The problem is that the genocide accusation did not match the facts. These people were not killed as victims of genocide. These people were killed. Well, what do we do in these cases? Is there a new category which we should invent? Should we apply different rules than what is already written in the criminal code? So what they found after retrialing, holding these trials over and over, for instance, the Central Committee was being judged about 4 times. Same people, they were bringing them out of jail, putting them back into trial, and we could see the evolution of what happened during those 4 successive trials. Because of course, political power was changing, political discourse was changing, public opinion was changing, but people were getting tired of all this, and we had so many other problems that it was becoming less and less hot as a media subject. So judges could actually go to their real profession and see what the criminal code was saying. And they chose to accuse and condemn them for homicide, killings, and how do we call this? Qualified murder. So that has been planned and etc. etc. Qualified murder, yeah. Well. Same with Nicu Ceausescu. This was such a case. He was being accused as universally hated as, you know, the prince that was abusive and everything. They started by by accusing him of genocide. They went on to accuse him of murder, of qualified murder, of simple murder. It's not possible, this guy must have done something. He's the horrible son of the horrible dictators. No, no, he didn't kill anyone. He didn't order anyone to be killed. He was just, you know, he was being condemned finally to 4 years for illegal carrying of weapons. So some, you know, this was the sad reality. These people were not monstrous criminals against humanity. These people were part of a huge system that needed to be broken apart and studied in a very critical way. So this is why a certain insatisfaction and to continue on with the happiness of the society is truly not happy with these trials or with their results.
So in my presentation, I will try to analyze the factors influencing international criminal justice in post-communist Romania, and I will refer to the trials organized against former communist leader who committed crimes between 45 and 89 other than repressing the December 1989 manifestations. And I will start by stressing that while the December events made the object of numerous trials, the justice stood almost still in what concerns crimes committed before these events. And from 1990 to present, only 4 indictments were drawn, and only 2 of them finalized with sentences, with convictions. And in my presentation, I will try to show that the small number of trials was determined by several factors, and first of all, I would say constraints related to the criminal law system. Second, the lack of political interest in what